Hello, my name is David Firth, and this is my TEDx experience. Just yesterday I met with Hannah Toole, who was one of the people who was behind the inspiration to create TEDx at CSU. She told me the story that she went to one of the main TED.com events in California, and she was so inspired by the event that she said, and she said it out loud, there will be a TED event in Fort Collins. And that, in my the whole theory of this stuff is called a declaration. When you declare something, it creates something that was not there before, and before you spoke it. And she made this declaration that there would be a TED event in Fort Collins. Not that she would like to, not that she hoped she could, not that if all the stars align and everything falls right and the universe supports so that it will flourish and manifest. No, there will be a TED event in Fort Collins. And here we are, April 23rd. She is expecting to fill out the Lincoln Center in Fort Collins, which is a 1,200-seater theatre. And that's what this is about. She made a declaration, and here it is. It's a promise she made that this would happen. And so partly what the book is about is how can we get our language, that side of our lives, which is what I'm doing right now. Stuff is coming out of our mouth. And I found some research that says that we speak about 17,000 words every day. One of the things I want people to do with this little book and in my talk is to consider how many of those words are actually making a difference. Making a difference by making a declaration, by making a commitment, by making a promise, by offering help, by giving support, as opposed to explaining and justifying and giving excuses and saying how you feel and all that sort of stuff. So the book is about that, and the talk is going to be about that, and the TEDx example is a great example of how that happens in reality. And I think there's two very important things about that. One is she made a declaration, and here it is. And the other thing that Hannah was telling me about yesterday is, when I was asking her about, how has this happened for you and what's the experience been like, she said there have been many roadblocks. And she said every one of those roadblocks we have overcome. And I think that to do as well is to do with the power of making a declaration, as opposed to, I hope there'll be a TED event. When you make something that is in your speaking a promise, a commitment, a declaration, then what happens when the inevitable roadblocks come up? You're in a completely different relationship to them, about them. You can move through them, you can move around them, you can bring in support, experts to help you with this roadblock, but the roadblock is not going to be the showstopper. It's not going to be the thing that said, the universe clearly isn't ready yet, or maybe I was too, bold to say that there should be such a thing. She faced roadblocks and she went straight through them, or over the top of them, or underneath them. Whatever the point is, she hasn't been stopped, and that's just great. And what I would invite anybody who is listening to the TED Talk I give, or anybody who's reading the book, to consider, can you get that amount of power back into your life for a few more of those 17,000 words a day?